G'day folks. Well, I'll show you now. I've got him on the trailer ready to take tomorrow. So the weather's supposed to be just the chance of maybe a shower or two. So it's looking quite nice out there at the minute. It's late in the afternoon. So I've decided I'm getting it all ready and I'm going to go. Well, I want to talk about the carb. It's just a quick one. For me it's quite interesting, and I'm sure a lot of you guys would find it interesting as well, because setting them up right the first time is the key to success. There's nothing worse setting it up how you think it should be and it's slightly different or not quite performing how you want it to perform. A carburetor will deliver the fuel to a certain amount of horsepower. A 650, I have heard that they will support upwards of around sort of 900 horsepower. This is flywheel horsepower, quite comfortably, as long as fuel delivery is matched. Now, the most important thing for setting up a blow-through carb is fuel delivery and boost signal. So hence getting good delivery when the boost starts to ramp. Now for me, I ended up setting the boost, well the base pressure, sorry not the boost, the base pressure for the fuel as high as I could get it. They did say around sort of 6 to 6.5 pound, but I sort of got about 7 pound out of this. It was about 8 pound when I dialed it up. It couldn't quite hold the float level. It would slowly creep up. 7 pound was as much as it'd take comfortably without upsetting the float level. So the more the better. So I've got a base pressure of 7 pound. Now the next step is signal, boost signal to your regulator. You really need it slightly upstream from the carburetor, okay? Because you really want a really good, strong boost signal sent to the reg, so it can match or exceed the pressure, fuel pressure, once boost ramps. You wouldn't want it in the manifold. You wouldn't want to be reading there. It'd be a pound or 2 pound below what it is here, because you do lose there is a restriction through the carb, so you are going to lose that slight bit of pressure. There'll be a pressure drop in the manifold, so don't ever read it inside there. Now I did show you that little trick on the nipples that come through. You have to sort of, you can't just have it like the air running through like that, because it won't really reference with the hole at the end. So what you've got to cut a bit away so it can actually scoop in. And I was having a lot. That's how I sort of had that first bit of trouble when I did the turbo. I sort of wasn't referencing and rising boost pressure to the reg, and I was having a lot of trouble with it. And I found out that it just wasn't getting any signal. Even though there's pressure in the pipe, the sheer velocity running by that nipple, or the end of it, wasn't going in. It wasn't enough. So I was running out really lean up top, and obviously popping head gaskets. Since I did that little trick of scalloping it out, checking it out, and having like a half round, it hits it, and I get a fantastic signal. So that was the key to getting great signal, and then getting a great fuel pressure rise to match the boost. So that's the real key to getting the fuel in up top in the revs. My second little tip is you need twin fuel lines. They do, when you buy these sort of carbies, and I'm not sure about other blow-through ones, they supplied me with a single 3/8 line, a T-section. So I'm only running one line from the reg and feeding 2 bowls with the one line. It was okay on low boost levels, but I found when I was running up around sort of 12 pound, it was starting to lean out. Even though the pressure was rising, everything was good. It was just it was a slight restriction. So I ended up going, because I have enough ports on that fuel regulator, I was enabled to run 2 separate lines to each of the bowls. And since then I've had no issue. It's been really rock solid in the fuel delivery sense. So my air fuels are really stable, even up top, and it's been fantastic. So they're some of just the basic keys to having success with a blow-through carby. Of course you can play around with jetting. I ended up actually, I've only a couple of sizes on the rear over standard, and even then I feel I could probably come back a couple of sizes. It wouldn't hurt. And I may do once I get settled in with the water meth. But as far as consistency goes, it's unbelievable. It really is. Like it only really hovers when it's wide open throttle under full load. It only goes from 1 to 2, so it hovers around sort of 11.5 to 11.7. And as soon as you trim the fuel, as soon as you trim the throttle back, you know, of course it's going to climb a little bit more, and that's only natural. But under hard rev conditions, it's very stable. And I contribute just those few little, you know, it's just setting it up right has been the key. And I've had no issues with it, and it's been running very strong for a good 4 years. So it goes to prove. You set them up right, you'll have all the success in the world. So yes, and that's why I love my carbies. Very simple. Keep your fuel very clean. Keep water out of it, and just keep an eye on your fuel pressure. Make sure it's always rising, and that's what I always do. They're the few things that I do: check oil pressure, fuel pressure, and if those things are rising, we're good to go. So yes, no, it's a great setup. It really is. All right, folks. Well, that's my little tip for the day. I hope to have some awesome footage for you tomorrow, guys. I'm going to pop if I remember, well, I'm going to make an effort, mount the GoPro on the back. I want to put him down on the side of the car there so you can see the front wheel, and yeah, and I might try and mount it in the windscreen again. I'm not sure if I'll put it on the helmet. We'll see how I go, but yeah, and I'll give you a bit of a look around as well with the camera and with this one, and we'll have a bit of a look about, see if there's any other cars down there worth filming. Alright folks, well, it's just a quick one. Keep you all updated, and I hope to bring you some excellent footage in the next day or two. Alright folks, well, I'll catch you later.